Welcome to the regular meeting of the Cape Coral Youth Council. Today's date is March 25th, 2022. This meeting will now come to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, Chair. Before I call the roll, I would like to announce that members Bernal, Blackwell, Brucker, McMonigle Hall, and Raymer have requested to be excused, and I will mark them so. Lynn?
Present.
McMillan?
Present.
Michael?
Present.
Osinski?
Present.
Rodriguez? Young?
Present.
Zadowitz?
Present.
6 present, 1 absent, 5 excused.
Due to the absence of a quorum, the Youth Council will be meeting as a committee of the whole. Next is item 4, approval of agenda or changes to the agenda. Without objection, we will proceed with the agenda for the March 25th, 2022 meeting as presented. Are there any objections? Next is item 5, approval of minutes. Due to the absence of a quorum, the March 4th, 2022 meeting minutes will be moved to our next meeting. Are there any objections? Next on the agenda is item 6, recognitions and achievements. Item A, 2022 Employee Association Annual Scholarship Award Presentation. We have Karen Ramos and Judy Dugas here to present the awards.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for allowing us to present the 2021 City of Cape Coral Employee Association Scholarship Awards. I'm Karen Ramos, Scholarship Ambassador, and this is Judy Dugas. She is the president of our Employee Association. I'd like to start off by reading the mission statement of the Employee Association. We, the City of Cape Coral Employee Association, will promote camaraderie and a feeling of unity to all city employees, to encourage employee recognition and assist fellow coworkers as well as our community, to send out regrets to employees and their families in times of joy and sadness by joining together in recognition of holidays and special occasions. The Employee Association has elected officers and representation from each city department. We currently have 465 members made up of full-time, part-time, and contract employees. The association meets monthly and prepares a calendar of events for each month of the year. We solicit and accept donations from local businesses as giveaways for these planned events. In 2021, we raised over $5,000 and gave most of the proceeds back to the members and their families at these events throughout the year. We also offer continuing education scholarships to high school students. The students must follow the criteria of the application by submitting an essay on a given topic and show proof of college applications. We have a committee review each essay anonymously, looking for key points pertaining to the assigned topic and the proper command of the English language. And that brings us why we're here today. The association raised enough money in 2021 to offer 2 $500 continuing education scholarship awards for 2 local high school students. We were impressed with the caliber of the writing skills and what the future holds for these bright students. And it is our privilege to present these awards. The first recipient is Grethel Pandoja from Oasis High School. Thank you, Grethel. And the second recipient is Matthew Harder from North Fort Myers High School. Thank you. Congratulations, and the Employee Association wishes you guys the best in your future.
Thank you, Ms. Ramos and Ms. Dugas, for that presentation. I think that as the Youth Council as a whole, we can just thank you guys for coming out and recognizing these amazing students and all of their hard work. Next on the agenda is item 6, recognitions and achievements, or item 7, advisor presentation. I will now turn the floor over for any advisor updates.
Madam Chair, there are no specific items coming up on agendas that I think will pique your interest at this time.
Thank you. Anything else?
Sure, Young, if you don't mind, in case they'd like to leave, I'd like to grab a quick picture for our social media.
Absolutely.
Do you recipient time from those asking to see a quick picture?
Ms. Grigland, do you want us to come down there?
No, that's
Okay.
great. Just if you guys want to stand in front of the table and sign. Oh, wait, we'll send it.
You can open those, it has a certificate in there, your check is in there also, so it might fly out.
Perfect. Great, thank you. And is it okay, let me post it on our social media page? Of course. Okay. Yes. Okay, post it on our social? Thank you.
Next up on the agenda is item 8, citizens input. This consists of input of citizens on matters concerning city government, 3 minutes per individual. Council will listen to all speakers and respond after all speakers have made their presentation. I will now read the Pledge of Civility. We will be respectful of each other even when we disagree. We will direct all comments to the issues. We will avoid personal attacks. Citizen input is now open. Members of the public, please come forward to the podium. Please state your name clearly for the record. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, citizens' input is now closed. Next is item 9, recommendations to council. There is now an extended deadline of April 15th for any applicants wishing to be a part of the 2022 to 2023 Youth Council. Please continue to push out these applications to anybody you know in your school and repost those on social media as well. Next is business item 10A, annual project Spring Gala continued discussion. This is a continued discussion from the last meeting. I will now open the floor for any member discussion. All right, so I will just get into my business real quick. So first off, no one on the youth council has purchased any tickets for their family yet. That's something that you guys are going to want to do if they're interested in coming. It also should be something you guys should feel is important. This is our event, and I'm sure you want your families to see all the hard work that we've been putting into it. So I would suggest that we all get on top of that so that way there's no worries as we get closer to the event. The next thing that I'd like to talk about is we need to get a list of volunteers ready for the setup and the cleanup of the gala. The setup time is going to be from 1 to 4 p.m. on April 2nd, and then the cleanup would obviously be after, so somewhere from 10 to 11. It typically doesn't take us as much time to clean up as it does set up, so the cleanup time will be tentative, but it will be after the gala. So just with a raise of hands, could I see who would be interested in the setup time? All right. So I'll start from this way. Member McMillan, Member Michael, Member Osinski, Member Rodriguez, and Member Zadrowitz. Oh, and Member Lynn. All right, so since so many of us volunteered for this one, I believe that it would work out to where the rest of the members who aren't here today could assist with cleanup. I will send out an email or have Ms. Grigland help me with that, kind of just asking, again, who's interested in what, but it will be important that you guys respond. And if you are not responding, you will be just assigned because I'm not going to be there by myself with Miss Griglin cleaning up after. It wouldn't be fun for anyone, and it's only fair that everyone helps out. So you guys will be down for the setup, but it could change. Just know that. Next is that we changed our art submission deadline to April 1st. Our current flyer still says March 20th, but if you're reposting it and in any way, you can always type on it that we extended the deadline, which is what I've been doing. And there haven't been any issues like on my end or confusion that I've heard of. And then I don't necessarily need any member updates from any of you on tasks because nobody here was assigned anything. So I guess I'll just turn it over to any advisors for any suggestions.
Okay, thank you, Chair Young. Couple updates, obviously, on my end. When I went on the website today, like Chair Young said, I currently do not have any members have purchased any tickets. Remember, each one of you do have to purchase your own ticket to get in, so please make sure you do that and let your family members know. We do have a total of $380 in sales, and pretty much the breakdown of that was besides the table of 8 that we had from one of our directors, we gained 4 additional adults and 4 youth members off of that sales. Okay. I have updated the flyer only because Ms. Jane Lee wasn't able to come here today. So I do have a new one with the April 1st. We're just going to put it all the way to Friday. So obviously, like you said, get the word out. And like I said, if you want to grab a new flyer before you leave, make sure you grab one. Our social media pages, I have told Jane Lee to do it almost, like just every other day. Make sure you put out the link, give them some updates with that as well. In regards to sponsorships, I'm very pleased and happy to say that as of today, we have raised $6,100. Pretty much the breakdown of that is Councilmember Tate, $300, our local union 2301, $500, Affordable Pavers of Southwest Florida, $300, the Gunterberg Foundation, $3,000, the Cape Coral's Mayor's Scholarship Fund, $500, LCEC is going to do $1,000, and BJM Consulting at $500. Okay. I did actually reach out to all of the schools last week in regards to our idea of the raffle baskets, and I am pleased to say that I have gotten each and every school within Cape Coral to donate a basket for us. So I will be picking obviously all of that up next week because they are all on spring break. So with that, like I said, we'll at least have six baskets for raffle. We're going to do the 50-50 raffle, and it's my understanding, Chair Young, you might have some updates that you wanted to present at that. Okay, so go ahead on that one.
Absolutely. So I've reached out to a few different businesses. I've secured a gift certificate from Profiles Hair and Nail Salon. They're going to donate that for us for either the silent auction or the 50-50, whatever we choose. So I'm picking that up today, and then obviously I will get that to Mr. Griegelin at a different time. And then I'm also working on getting a Lowe's gift card still. It's looking pretty good as of right now, but again, as time goes on, I'll update you guys more. And then just as another update, it doesn't really pertain to the baskets or the 50-50, but I've been in contact with Danny Yates Landscaping, and they've offered to let us borrow a few smaller trees that are going to be potted that we can use as decor for the gala. Ms. Griegelin?
Okay, thank you. In regards to the artwork submissions, at the same time that I reached out to the schools for the baskets, I did reach out to all the art teachers, and I have actually already made arrangements with Miss Shamrock over at Mariner, and she graciously agreed to bring us 5 pieces of artwork on the day of setup, and obviously we'll go ahead and do that. So that in addition with the 2 that we already had, obviously it makes it 7. Once again, keep pushing that by all means. The rest of the schools told me they would get back to me, but since it was spring break, they really couldn't define or let me know anything additional. In regards to the culinary program, Once again, I reached out to all of the schools. I actually spoke to the culinary instructor by the name of Francie Johnson. She's over at Island Coast, and she was definitely interested in helping us with the appetizers. So once again, considering that it was spring break, she couldn't, define anything with me, but I'm hoping with her help next week that we can define that too, and now we'll have appetizers. Obviously, all of the decorations have been purchased. I'm slowly getting them in from Amazon, so we should have everything by next week with no problem. As part of your backup, you guys saw the food that I had already ordered from Two Meatballs in a Kitchen, and we obviously have confirmed with the DJ and have his invoice. So we're set on that. And that's all I have right now.
Awesome, thank you so much. Is there any other member update or questions? Member Osinski?
Do we know like what schools are going to be doing like a choir or band yet, or do we have any feedback from that area?
From what I know, I don't think we have anything confirmed for that yet. I know that member Bernal had mentioned that North High was interested, but she hadn't gotten back to us on that. I can definitely talk to the choir director there and the band teacher directly and see if they have something prepared that they can submit for us. I'm sure they do. So I'll do that this upcoming week and then send you guys an email and put Ms. Griglin on that so everyone's informed. Any other questions? Alrighty. Anything else from any advisors? Okay. All right. Moving along, we have item 10B, 2022 FLC Youth Council Community Service Contest Continued Discussion. This is a continued discussion from the last meeting. I will now open the floor up for any member discussion. I will start with, our new date is tomorrow, Saturday, March 26th from 9 to 11. I know that a number of us aren't able to make it, but I am asking you guys once again to please try, even if it's your Saturday and it's your free day and you just want to sleep in, I understand, but we picked Saturday because that was a date that we all agreed would work best for the majority of us. So it kind of saddens me that the amount of people who are able to attend is still a low number. I think it's only 4 or 5 now, but I would just ask you guys again, if you're able to, please try to make that work. It's first thing in the morning. I know that personally I'm scheduled at work and I'm finding someone to cover 2 hours of my shift and then going straight there to work. So having other commitments, I understand, but try to make it work. Just because this is something we all committed to, and I expect you all to try your best to do that. As an update, the slideshow is going to be due from Member McMonigle Hall on April 4th to Ms. Griglin, and Member Osinski, the essay, the 500 words is going to be due that day as well. Yes?
The essay, I have like the very rough draft completed, so I'm going to just finish up like adding in the details and checking the grammar, and then I can send it over for approval probably next meeting.
Sure, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. As long as, I think next meeting is after that date. I'm not sure off the top of my head, so just try to get it in before that date, if anything. Anything else? Ms. Griglin.
Thank you, Chair Young. So I want to clarify, make sure that I have the correct members that are coming so that I can put you guys on a group text tonight. I've got Chair Young, Member McMillan, Member Reamer, Member Osinski, and a special thanks, she's not here, but Jane Lee is willing to come help us. So am I correct and accurate as to the people who are here? Okay, perfect. So expect a text from me tonight. That way we can stay in the loop. Obviously, we're going to meet in front of the yacht club. Just park wherever, wherever you can. Sometimes that parking in front might be filled, but there's that additional lot off to the side. And then just text me that I know you're there.
Okay. All right. Moving along, we have item 10C, Joint Council Meeting, Continued Discussion. I will now open the floor for any member discussion. As a reminder, that meeting is coming up next Wednesday, March 30th. If you responded yes, I expect you all to be there, obviously, if you're making that commitment. I'm very happy with the turnout that we have. from what I last checked a few minutes prior to the meeting, everybody except one member has responded, and I think the only member that hasn't responded, it's because of technical issues right now. So I will get an update on that, but I'm very happy with the fact that all of you have made that commitment, and thank you guys for that. I don't have any other updates besides the fact that the agenda has been finished. So I think you all got a copy of that. And make sure to just review that before the meeting. And if you were assigned a topic that you are a starter questioner on that, make sure you're prepared with the way you want to start that off. And I can't wait. It's going to be fun, guys. Is there anything else from anyone? Ms. Greglin?
So Chair Young, I just wanted to kind of lay out the land so you guys can kind of understand how that meeting is going to be run. Obviously, our city council members will be up on the dais, and that's why I said it was very important that if you accepted the meeting that you be here, because facilities is going to be setting us up additional tables along here, obviously with chairs. So, you know, if you said you're coming, please by all means, because they're going to have that all set up. The meeting obviously will be run by the mayor, Gunter, but obviously what's going to happen is, you know, just like a regular meeting, he'll open up the line of discussion, he'll talk about the topic. If there are any speakers, which we do have speakers for most of the topics, some are within staff, some are outside. Like we have somebody from Lee Health coming, we have somebody from the Lee County School District coming to assist with some of the questions and answers that you guys wanted. And then what will happen is the mayor will turn that over to our liaison. He'll brief on anything else he wants additional, and then it'll kind of flow into whoever has chosen to ask the particular questions on that particular thing, and then that'll open up basically the discussion back and forth with the Q&A. Okay? Thank you.
Any other member update or questions? All right, moving along, we have item 10D, junior project continued discussion. I will now open the floor for any member discussion. So my update is going to be, the only thing I had was that we needed to choose a new call to artist deadline, but since we're meeting as a committee of the whole, we're just going to pick a date and do it without objection. So our previous deadline was March 20th, and I think that we've been working on this project a while, and I think that it should be up to the juniors. How much longer do you want to leave this window open for? This is y'all's project mainly, and I want you guys to be comfortable with the dates and the deadlines that you're setting. And I know that you guys are very passionate about doing this, but we're not spreading it enough. There's not enough people who know about it, and that's very evident with the amount of submissions that we're getting. I really think that this being the junior project, you guys should pick a date that feels reasonable, but gives you enough time to do the work and gather those submissions. They're not going to happen on their own. You have to actually go talk to people, and you have to talk to your art teachers, and you have to talk to random people in the hallway and tell them about this project. It's not just going to get out on its own, is what I'm trying to say. So a reasonable time frame I'm thinking is a date that's between April 15th and April 23rd. The 15th is a Friday, the 22nd is the Friday after that, and the 23rd is the Saturday after that. Member Osinski?
I'm comfortable with the 23rd. I think we need a little extra time considering we're just coming back from spring break, and it's right at the end before we get into testing season. So I think that'll give us enough time if we really start pushing it out more.
Right. Any other member input on that? Member Rodriguez?
I was gonna say it's the same thing, like anywhere from like the April 20th to April 23rd, I think would be good enough for time.
Okay. Any other member input on that? Member Michael?
I also agree on that.
Okay. So without objection, we will choose April 23rd as the new call to artist submission deadline. Are there any objections to that? Alrighty. that's all I honestly have on that, guys. But since we've now extended it, I think this is the third time. I know that I've been reposting it as much as I can on Facebook, on Instagram, Snapchat, wherever I see fit. But we really do need to work together as a council and keep pushing this project out, because if we don't, we're going to be stuck with 6 submissions only, which is still better than where we're at now. But I think that it would be more fun and more helpful for you guys if you had a wider selection to choose from. Alrighty. Moving along, we have item 10E, senior project continued discussion. I will now open the floor up for any discussion. The only thing I had on that was that the birdhouse project was this past Friday, and me, member Lynn, member Rodriguez, and member McMonigle Hall all showed up. I think it was pretty fun. We had a lot of good bonding time with those who are in the Special Pops group. They're super fun to be around. They're very creative people. And it was just a lot of fun getting to work with them and paint those birdhouses. So I would suggest that in the future, we try to pick another date for a special populations event, and we all try to commit to go to that as a council so we can experience that together, and I guess kind of use it as a bonding experience. I think it'd be really fun for everyone also. Any other member input or updates on that? All right. Moving forward, we have item 10F, the Lovelocks project continuing discussion. I will now open the floor up for any discussion.
Madam Chair, the engineer that had committed to do it is begged off, not because he doesn't want to do it, but because he just doesn't have the time, and I keep pressuring him to get something to us. So I've solicited a second engineering firm. Believe it or not, while there are many civil engineers in Southwest Florida doing work, there's not many structural engineers that would actually have to help design and certify that a structure would meet the wind requirements. I mean, there's people who know how to do it for a house and windows and all the kind of things that they come with spreadsheets on the stuff that you buy, but doing it from scratch is going to be a little difficult. So even finding a structural engineer available to do it was hard, but we have one. He's looking at the information now and seeing if there's a reasonable expectation of him being able to do it.
Okay.
So that's where we are. I apologize that the first one fell through.
That's all right. Thank you so much for working on that for us. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, the other thing is because of the unique pricing, meaning free for us, it's not as easy to get somebody.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you so much for working on that. Okay, so for fundraising for the Lovelocks project, I know that we were kind of at a halt with it because we had discussed possibly doing the 50-50, and the 50% that we would get would go towards the Lovelocks project. So I still want you guys to be thinking about fundraising ideas, because if the 50-50 raffle doesn't go the way we expect it to, or if anything happens, we still should have a backup plan for fundraisers. And I know you all are very good students in an SGA and a whole bunch of other clubs that deal with fundraising often, so I know you guys have some good ideas. And I've sent another email to the special events coordinators for Parks and Rec, and I haven't received an email back, so I'm going to try maybe calling instead. I'm going to try and find a different number or email. But that will obviously probably be after the gala, so we can see where we're at with the 50-50 money. Is there any other member updates or advisor updates on that? All right. Next on the agenda is item 11, next meeting agenda topics. Members, are there any topics to consider? Member Osinski?
Considering our next meeting is probably going to be after the gala and stuff, I think we should include items A through F still, just so we can like wrap up and review the gala and kind of assess what we did right and what we did wrong, and then just keep everything else on the agenda as well.
Absolutely. Member Zadrowitz?
Kind of following up with her, item 10B, our next meeting will also be after the cleanup, so if we can just like discuss what happened after the cleanup, that would be good.
All right. So if we're changing, do we have to change those two topics to like a wrap-up topic, or can we just leave them as open-ended? Alrighty. So we'll leave those. So can I have a motion to add business items 10A
No
through...
objection.
Without objection, we will add business items 10A through 10F to the next meeting agenda. Are there any objections? Alrighty. Do we take a voice poll vote or no? No? Okay, awesome. Moving on will be item 12, reports. I will now open the floor up for any reports from youth council members. All right, seeing none, next item 13, reports of the liaison or staff. Are there any reports of the council liaison, advisors, or staff? Ms. Griglin?
Thank you, Chair Young. I just wanted to backtrack a minute. I forgot to ask. So part of the youth council service, Councilmember Hayden had also suggested that we do pictures from the fashion show. Did anyone who go to the fashion show grab pictures for us? So then what I would suggest, because remember, we need to have at least 5 pictures. Obviously, we can grab a couple tomorrow when we go there, but I would suggest the members who are not going to the cleanup between now and, say, next Wednesday, do a cleanup on your side of the road. Grab some of your family members, grab neighbors, grab us some pictures, because as of right now, we're not going to have enough pictures because nobody throughout the community submitted any pictures to me. So even though you're not going to come tomorrow, doesn't mean between now and next Wednesday that you can't grab your family members, like I said, neighbors, grab other pictures so that we have other participants within there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Are there any other advisor updates? Next is time and place of future meetings. The next meeting of the Cape Coral Youth Council is scheduled for Friday, April 8th, 2022 at 3 p.m. in council chambers. We will now adjourn.
I just wanted to note the next meeting will be the joint City Council and Youth Council workshop. It'll be held Wednesday, March 30th, 2022 at 4:30 in council chambers.
Alrighty. So we will now adjourn.